Former record of the week. For great reason. Bit of Lizzo and About Damn Time. Charlotte from Whitstable. I love this story. I love the story of your nan. So Charlotte from Whitstable says, my nan bought a pair of flip-flops, bargain price. The problem was she'd had her big toe amputated years before, so an epic fail on her part. Bless her. But they were cheap, though, Charlotte.
Now, Midnight Mastermind.
I guess you are going to struggle without a big toe, though, to hold the flip-flops on. You need sliders. That's what your nan needed. Sliders. Yesterday, best day of the week so far, scores-wise, Safira in London was asking me the question. So specialty subject was?
Burlesque.
Very intriguing subject. We learnt a lot. I got a 2 out of 3. She's challenged me to do the... Oh, I forgot what it's called. The Queen Shake thing on TikTok. I'm going to look it up. I'm definitely going to do it. We did learn, though, about assholes, which was a whole new thing I'd never heard of before. Anyway... See what we're doing this morning. Let's see what the subject is this morning by seeing who's asking the questions. So, good morning. What is your name?
Hi, OJ. This is Vic Medina, and I'm an entertainment writer in Dallas, Texas.
I love that, Vic Medina in Dallas, Texas. You got the last bargain you got your hands on and the story around it?
Yes. Just real quickly, of course, you're probably aware today is, or May the 4th, it was Star Wars Day. And I went and bought some of the Star Wars movies today off of Amazon for like the 20th time, even though I had the movies on Blu-ray. I bought them twice on DVD, I think 3 times on videotape. I even have them on Super 8 film.
Wow.
But they were on sale in 4K in ultra high definition, so I had to buy them again. So even though I show people movies in 4K on my TV and they can't tell the difference, it doesn't matter because I want them in ultra high definition.
So. You're a completist. You're absolutely a completist. I know that. Apparently our eyes can't see in 4K. It's like you can buy all these things and have 8K TVs, but your eyes can't see it. But anyway, Vic, I'm excited to know, and I reckon I've got an inkling with what you just mentioned, what your specialist subject is.
It's Star Wars.
Oh, okay. So all of Star Wars or any part of it in particular?
Well, in particular, about any background info or crazy stories about the actors involved in Star Wars.
All right, cool. Right, this is going to be interesting. Theoretically, if you've seen my Instagram, you'll know that I actually did do Celebrity Mastermind on Star Wars, but the fact that it was years ago and I don't remember anything that I did this morning will be interesting. So, Vic, stay there. We'll play 1 song and then 3 questions on Star Wars. Katy Perry, California Girls. Normally, when the song ends, it means I stop my research. But Vic, I'm probably gonna regret this, but I did no research whatsoever. I thought my innate knowledge about this was going to be enough. Have I made a mistake, do you think?
Well, I don't know. You might know this because a couple of the actors are from Britain, so you might know some of the details. So.
Oh, okay. Well, Vic, thank you so much for doing this. Tell me, why are we doing your subject of Star Wars facts, fan facts about the actors?
Well, I am the editor-in-chief and co-founder of a website called RevengeOfThe5th.com. That's RevengeOfThe5th.com. And we started it almost as a joke about almost like 8 years ago now. My nephew Christopher made a joke on Star Wars Day on May the 4th about May the 5th. He said, well, is tomorrow Revenge of the 5th if it's May the 5th? Sort of a play off of Revenge of the Sith movie title. And we kind of joked around and thought, well, that's kind of funny. So we decided to start a fan site that called Revenge of the 5th. And we just kind of focus on a lot of the kind of goofy, fun, different things in Star Wars fandom. If it's weird and strange, we like to cover it. And it's just kind of taken off from there. And May 5th has become almost like a second day of celebration for Star Wars fans.
It's a great reason, Vic. It is a great reason. And you know what? There are so many great facts around Star Wars and how it came about and the actors and bits and bobs in it. And it is one of those things that I got really deep into. I studied harder for the Celebrity Mastermind I did than I did for my degree. I got really into it. I watched the films over and over again. I looked at the original names of the characters and what the bots were called on the floor and what type of guns they used and things like that and the repeating numbers. So I think this is great. I'm absolutely going to be all over your website after we've done this, Vic. I sort of feel maybe I should have done my research on it during this, but I think this is going to be good. Before we start, I do have to ask you, what is the best Star Wars film out of the whole canon?
For me, I'm old school. I was actually live when the first one came out. So for me, the original Star Wars is the
Ooh.
best. It's the best pace, it's the most entertaining. I know a lot of people love Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, yeah.
It's critics say it's the best of the lot, but for me, growing up as a kid, that first one always has sort of that nostalgia. It has that great ending, and for me, the first one just works for me. That original trilogy is just I could watch all three anytime. So.
Yeah, I could. Absolutely could. Proper space opera. Anyway, excited to do this, so I shall set the mood.
Midnight Mastermind.
Vic, who is in Dallas, 3 questions on Star Wars. Radio 2, my friend, is all yours. Take it away.
All right, question 1. Actor Peter Mayhew, who played Chewbacca in the films, was not an actor when he was originally cast in the film. What was his job at the time, and how did he end up getting the role of Chewbacca?
Now, I am going to go for an answer here, but I'm not sure whether the answer I'm going to give you was what he did before he became Chewbacca or what he did afterwards when he'd made his money. Because I used to do traffic and travel for the radio, and I remember being told this story by somebody who worked on a radio station in West Yorkshire, and that was he owned a timber merchant, and all the local kids in the area would phone the timber merchants, and he'd go, "Hello, Mayhew Timber," and they'd go, "Rah!" and do chewing noises down the phone at him, and he'd get very, very angry, and apparently he got so angry he moved to Canada. So I'm going to say he owned a timber merchant. He worked in that sort of thing, the building industry, supplies.
Well, he may have. Now, I'm not aware of that story, and I actually had the chance to meet him several times before he passed a couple of years ago, because he actually moved here to Texas to a little town called Granbury, which is just southwest of Dallas. So I had the chance to meet him at conventions several times. But actually, at the time that he was cast for Star Wars, he was an orderly at a Yorkshire hospital.
Was he?
And he worked there and heard about a casting call. They needed tall people. And he went in and he was sitting at a table. And the way he told the story, I heard him tell it myself. From him, he said that George Lucas walked into the room. And as he stood up, he looked at him. And he said at the time he was 7'3". He said George looked right at him and he said, "I think we found him," and offered him the role of Chewbacca.
I love it.
On the spot.
Great fact. I was wrong, but I enjoyed the story anyway. So, a great first question. Poor by me. But let's go question 2, Vic.
Okay, question 2. Another actor Warwick Davis. He played Wicket the Ewok, the very first Ewok that meets Princess Leia in Return of the Jedi and became her friend. He was only supposed to be an extra in the background. How did he get the larger role, the more featured role of Wicket the Ewok?
Oh, I don't know. This is really good pop factoids. How did he get it? I'm sure I've heard this. Was it that Carrie Fisher took a like to him and the character, and she just brought him into more and more scenes?
Yes, that's part of it. That is partly true. Now, it's actually sort of a two-part answer. Kenny Baker, who played R2-D2, was supposed to play the Ewok that interacts with Princess Leia. He was sick that day, and so they brought in Warwick. They had him step in. He was the shortest. He was only 11 at the time. And so as the shortest, I guess he was just the cutest. But what really got their attention was because he was so young and he had a smaller mask, he could stick his tongue through the mouth of the mask that the adults couldn't. And that just kind of endeared him to the director and I guess also to Carrie. So they gave him more screen time. And he modeled his head movements after his dog. You know how dogs move their heads when they hear something. And he just kind of looked natural, so he got more screen time because of that.
Oh my God, I got that wrong. And another great pop factoid. I love this. I mean, I'm doing terribly, but I feel like I'm going on a journey through Star Wars. Let's have the final question.
Okay, final question. This has to do with Carrie Fisher. When she played Princess Leia in the original Star Wars in '77, she was not allowed to wear a bra while she had the Princess Leia costume on. What was George Lucas's excuse for not allowing her to wear a bra?
Because they don't have bras in space. I've got no idea. Why was she not allowed to wear a bra?
That's correct.
Oh, is that it? So she couldn't wear a bra in space. Okay. I'm taking that. I did not realise that was a thing. Was that the reason he gave?
That's the reason he gave. And the story that she actually told the story in her book, Wishful Drinking, that he argued that there was no underwear in space because the lack of gravity would make your body weightless, but a bra wouldn't, so it would actually strangle you.
Well, hang on a
It's
second. There's no
more
weightlessness in any of the Star Wars films.
I don't know, but that's the excuse he gave. So she had to use gaffer's tape to hold it together. And so one of her things when she before she passed, she actually put this in the book. She told people that, and her quote is exactly this. She said, "No matter how I go, I want it reported that I drowned in moonlight, strangled by my own bra." And sure enough, after she passed away, they reported that in her, I guess the obituary, in the reports, that she was drowned in moonlight, strangled by her own bra, just as she requested.
What a great line! What a great line! I got none out of 3. No, I did. I got the last one right. I got the underwear question right. So 1 out of 3. The boozer for me. Definitely not for you, Vic. Definitely not for Star Wars. Oh, I could have gone backwards and forwards with that for ages. Thank you so much for doing that. Tell us again what the website is, because I'm sure we can find all of this there.
RevengeOfThe5th.com, 5th. We're also on Instagram and Twitter as Revenge of 5th.
Oh, I sort of feel like I want to hit you back with a question now, but I think you'll get it easily. What was Luke Skywalker's name before he was Luke Skywalker? What was he originally going to be called?
It should have been Luke Starkiller.
There you go. I knew you'd be all over. I'd have to go deep into my old research if I could find it. Here you go. George Lucas styled Harrison Ford's character, Han Solo, on which famous film director?
I believe it was his friend Francis Ford Coppola.
Oh, he's so good. I'll give you the right question on that. Vic, it's been a pleasure. Really enjoyed that. Thank you so much for taking the time and sharing those questions. Cheers, buddy.
All right, may the force be with you.